Hey, salsa y picante, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to be doing an album review on EABS and Jaubi, In Search of a Better Tomorrow. So, Polish jazz fusion group EABS, um, EABS, I just call them EABS, and Pakistani jazz fusion group Jaubi has collaborated with an album with each other for an album in search of a better tomorrow. And I'm not familiar with EABS, but for Jaubi, I've touched on them a little bit in this channel a couple years ago when they released the album Nafs at Peace, where they successfully blend jazz, like spiritual jazz, with Hindustani music in the most beautiful and creative ways possible, really making it one of my favorite jazz albums of 2021. And now we have another helping of this type of music, except it's even more exhilarating, even more fun, even more interesting, and I really enjoyed it. The album opener yesterday is a slow moving intro track with some soothing pianos, some nicely built up saxophones and horns, and some sporadic drums. It's not a crazy good intro, but it leads to the next track beautifully, Judgment Day. And this track is where it gets fun and exciting. We get some exhilarating drum patterns, some wild saxophone solos, and some deeply smooth Hindustani strings. And these saxophones are so fiery and so passionate and so wild. It really makes the track really fun. The track Whispers starts off with a noisy ambient intro, but then it cuts to these Hindustani hand drums, which are called the tablas, and then on top of that, you get these reverby keyboards that get more and more abrasive and distorted as the track goes. And of course, every time I freaking film a review, my roommate has to be outside. I love this place so much. But absolutely amazing musical space that this track has created. What are they doing? Okay. The track Strange Love is another highlight for me, with the bassy keyboards, the wailing strings, the tablas with the saxophones on top. The whole track comes together in a very snaky way. It feels like, and I don't want to come off culturally stereotypical here, but the whole track really sounds like a snake, like a python slowly slithering. It's so suspicious and so cerebral at the same time. Then we have People in Between. I really love the chaotic, passionate solos on this track, but I do think this track lasts a little bit too long and it's a little bit too spacey for its own good. And then following that, we have Raise Your Hearts, Drop Your Guns, which is a piano-backed track. And I guess what's awkward sonically about this track is that the strings and the saxophones try to play the same notes together, and it just creates this weird rough texture. And what the heck is happening outside? And it's just not that great sonically, in my opinion. It works better if they're playing with each other, but when they're playing the same notes together, it just sort of clashes, unfortunately. Following that, we have Tomorrow, which I think is a very great track with the deep pulsating bass notes and these really subtle rhythmic tablas and some spacey calculated pianos, really mid-paced but really sells the atmosphere. And then following that, we have Madhuvanti, which is a 7-minute 40-second long track that has a heavy focus on the Hindustani flavors side of things, and the track carries on and on and on. I feel like I'm in some sort of journey in some sort of mystical land. Then we have Moon, where the pianos and the vocals come together and it sort of builds into the next track. The vocals are soothing and mystifying. And the next track is, of course, Sun. And the bass guitars and the drums guide this track all along, and this track feels like a jazz rock track because of that. All the instrumentals come together for one gigantic ending, and they all just fire on all cylinders. The saxophones and the strings really play with each other in very creative and lovely ways. The hand drums, tablas are very compelling and driving, and the vocal bit at the end of the track really ends things off beautifully. So overall, another really pleasant album. You can't really go wrong with jazz. I know a lot of jazz albums get 7s and 8s and 9s, but that's true. A good jazz album, you just can't go wrong with that. I'm giving the new EABS and Jaubi album a strong 7 to a light 8 out of 10. So have you listened to the new EABS and Jaubi album? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. So as you can probably expect, because of my little hiatus, there are tons of albums that I have yet to review. Swans, Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, King Giz, Boldy James, Siros, McKinley Dixon, Fromis 9, Fantafaxith, Janelle Monáe, and many more. And oh god, is that a moth? Fucking hell. Okay, well, comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more. Thanks for watching.